Order filled.
Let's go. Let's do a brief audio and visual check. How's everybody doing tonight? Make sure audio, video is good. Get a few things set up on my end. And while I'm doing that, welcome everybody. Welcome to Slow Markets. I'm Coach Dakota, Coach DBA, and as always in the YouTube chat, there's our top step risk disclosure. Everything we go over is for educational purposes only. It is not financial advice. It's not signals class. We know the drill. We're here to learn and become better traders. So all good for the weekend. Ready for a busy week, a full week. As traders, sometimes it's hard to enjoy the weekend, right? What do they call it? Adidas. All day I dream about sports. You could say the same thing about trading, right? During the week, you trade. Trading can stress you out. You go through those emotional roller coasters of trading. And then over the weekend, all you can think about is getting back to the charts and getting back to these markets, waiting for them to open. So definitely need to take some time away from the charts. If you don't on the weekends, it's harder to do it during the weeks. During the weekdays when the markets are open. Hey, Dakota, new hairstyle? Nope. No, just no new hairstyle. Maybe it just looks a little different. Nice new ride, Coach. Thank you. Shout out to Crawford, futures trader. I was going for Canelo, but Crawford showed that he is officially the best pound for pound boxer. And yeah, he's just showed how amazing of a boxer he is. What is the new contract after rollover? Rollovers this week. The platform will roll the contract over. I believe it will be December. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, how about that fight? We loved it. We loved the fight. I enjoyed it. I'm a Canelo fan, right? I was cheering for Canelo. I didn't think Crawford could do it, but he just blew my expectations. It was amazing. I am now a extremely big fan of Crawford after that one. Jack Boom, what does that have to do with anything? Do you know how many people expected Canelo to win? Yeah, I loved it. As soon as Crawford was able to take those body shots, I'm like, all right, it's over. Round 4. After round 4, it's like you kind of could tell it was over. Didn't expect Crawford to look that comfortable. No, Coach Jay. Like I expected, like, okay, maybe a little bit of a closer fight, but Crawford just pieced him up. Crawford pieced him up. It was talking about the sweet science of boxing. Sweet science of boxing. Big show. I loved every moment of it. Crawford's been, yeah, countdown him in the selling. Nope. So let's get to these markets. NASDAQ daily charts. And yeah, is this a trading live? Is this a trading live? WTF? This is a live educational trading show. Yes, and if there's trades, I'll place it. And we are live. I think we're live. That's because you guys, Jack Boom, little do you know, bud. Roy Jones Jr. is absolutely my favorite. How's my XFA doing? Going pretty good. Here's my XFA. Go through these stats if you want to. It's recorded. I mean, I'm on a pretty good win streak. We'll see how it goes. Just trading small, base hits, nothing too crazy. So let's get to this market. Daily chart here in the NASDAQ. We've been hitting all-time highs this week. Let's go through this. I mean, look at this market. Going up and to the right like the markets do, it seems like, especially the NASDAQ. There's a saying, I've talked about it a lot lately, where it's just I've seen more all-time highs than I have seen all-time lows. And throughout this year, we have seen all-time highs, right? We had that craziness back in the beginning of the year. We're getting back on track, and yeah, look at this. We've been going up and to the right. It's been choppy, buy the dip kind of mode. Every time we've had a nice pullback here in the NASDAQ, it's presented some really good opportunities to buy the dip. And then after things start to settle down a little bit, you can see where we've had these nice periods of just bullish movement. And so it's starting to look very much like one of those, periods where we go and chop higher, right? This is all-time highs here in the NASDAQ when we got there, this area. I'm pointing to it. And when we got to all-time highs, we just kind of chopped up and to the right, continuing to grind higher, making all-time highs. And then sure enough, it's the same thing. Went through and hit all-time highs. And so I'm curious, we didn't get a crazy breakout where we broke all-time highs and we just ran stops and we keep going like it's a short squeeze. We are kind of hovering just above all-time highs. We're below Friday's high. So maybe we do just end up consolidating and chopping. Remember, this is a daily chart. And so, take it with a grain of salt. If we take a look at this Trader Hub this week, of course, let's take a look at the news. Tonight is Sunday. It's the 14th. Depending on where you're at around the world, it might be Monday for you. So Monday, we don't have too much going on. We have some Fed speakers. Tuesday, we don't. Once again, not a lot going on Tuesday. Retail sales, if that's going to mean too much to these markets. Some data, nothing major. When it comes to this, I think what takes the highlight is going to be Wednesday. Wednesday is going to be the highlight of the week. We have FOMC rate statement of September, interest rate decision, and then Powell. Is Powell not doing his speech? Let me know, chat. Yeah, where's Powell? Where's Powell at? That's what I want to hear from. I want to hear Powell speaking. That's my favorite thing to do when it comes to trading is listen to Powell's speech and watch these markets react to every word, right? But FOMC rate statement noon, 1 p.m. Central on Wednesday. I think that's what's going to take most of the light, the limelight, the light, the eyes, everyone's interest is going to be Wednesday. So Monday and Tuesday, we might just see a lot of chop. Monday, Tuesday, we might see a lot of chop, a lot of indecision, not too much of a breakout in either direction. Now remember, anything can happen. This is obviously just my opinion, what my experience has been going into a very big news event. Prior to that, we can see some unpredictability. On top of that, it's rollover. So not only on top of a big news or big event on Wednesday, we have rollover. So that could also lead to some very sporadic movements that could be very unpredictable. We talk about tape bombs, where the NASDAQ will jump up, 20 points or drop 20 points in either direction for some random thing, and there's just no explanation behind it. It's just that these markets could be very unpredictable and choppy going into a big news event, and then it's only multiplied or magnified with a big news event on Wednesday. But we are staying above these all-time highs that we've seen, and we broke through and broke out, so that is good for the bulls. It's nothing too crazy. Let's zoom into an hourly chart. And see where we are at. Man, it's been a good couple months for me buying the dip. We could see this has been a very nice trending market. Each one of these dips have been very good buying opportunities, and I've talked about it a little bit ahead of time, and it's been good. We did break through a solid resistance, this 24,000. It's a big round number, and you could see how solid this resistance level was. Very, very solid. So the question is, can we come back down, test it, and then look for some buying? If we can get back down to these 040s, it might look tempting. It might be tempting to look for longs around there. Maybe we come back down and just test this 2,400 round number by then. Tonight, we are just hovering around settlements. It looks like 150, 160, 159 is the all-time high right now. Nothing really on the hourly chart that I'm interested, like these 040s. Let's take a look. I want to see the 5-minute chart, and then we'll jump over to gold. Gold's been a lot better when it comes to this time of night for volatility and some trades. Immediately, the first thing I'm seeing is we are actually running into some lower highs, right? So we got a little bit of bearish pressure, and we have a very solid support level. So this could be a decent area to if we're going to hold this support, maybe we come back up and test these highs or look for a breakout, right? A breakout type trade. That could be an option. Another thing is maybe we do break down. Maybe this gold this NASDAQ can break through this support level, and then we could start looking for other areas of support that we could come down and start testing, like these 70s, maybe come down to these 50s, maybe 40s, another level like that. But we're getting some bearish pressure here tonight. I mean, that could change in an instant. It's hard to short this market after we're hitting all-time highs, right? When the market's hitting all-time highs, the last thing you want to do is be aggressive with shorts, right? This is real life. We're really trying to become good traders, real traders, not just unlimited resets or unlimited sim accounts where we just could try and keep shorting and shorting and shorting until it turns around, or until you just have unlimited funds, right? When it comes to resets or a sim environment, we're actually trying to become better traders, real traders, so that we could find that success, that consistency in a live, real market environment. And I don't like, and from what I've seen in my experience, is shorting all-time highs and such a bullish market is a very not the best. Let's just say not the best, right? There is opportunity there when we see market volatility, but more times than not, we continue to see all-time highs. We'll see. There might be some short scalp opportunities here from these 100s down to these 70s, but I definitely want to be getting in with this trend, finding ways to buy this dip, unless there's some headlines. There might be a headline that could change things, right? Let's take a look at gold now. Let's take a look at gold. We'll get to some questions. Gold's starting to sell off. We're seeing some movement here in gold. Gold's down almost 0.5%. Let's just take a quick run. Like very similar, right? Little less, bullish than the NASDAQ, right? Because we've already been at all-time highs here in gold. We had that nice breakout, a pullback, a rally up, and now we're just kind of consolidating here, just under 3,700. So nice consolidation, barcode consolidation, bullish flag, bearish flag, pennant. We're just consolidating, and we made the all-time high up here just above 37.14 in that level, and anything inside this is looking like we can be range bound here on the daily chart. I honestly would like to see some type of a pullback and then look for opportunity to buy it. But I don't want to be just jumping into shorts here in the gold. Very similar to like I was discussing the NASDAQ. We have so much bullish momentum. You don't want to be the first one in, right? Being the first one in, it sounds good, right? Because if you're right, I mean, it has a high risk reward, but it's like same thing. Trend is your friend. There's a reason why people say it. Trend is your friend. Trend is your friend. Looking at gold, it looks like these 3690s is a nice level of resistance. These 3660s is a nice level of support. And what do we look at and say when we are in a consolidating market? You like to see a buy low, sell high. You know, every time we come to the top of the range, look for opportunities to sell it or take profit. Bottom of this range could be definitely opportunities to buy it or take profit if you are short from above. Expecting a breakdown below this, it's harder for me to expect a breakdown below this rather than looking for a breakout in the direction of this trend. But like I said, anything can happen. Right now we're in just kind of consolidation mode, wait and see. Maybe we stay in this range until FOMC. That could be a possibility that gold stays in a range bound or a choppy environment until Wednesday after the rate decision. That would be interesting. Until then, let's take a look at a 5-minute time frame. There might be some scalp opportunities to the downside, right? Using that higher time frame analysis, fact that we're in the middle of this consolidation, we're right in the middle. Maybe it's like, okay, do we really want to be getting into a position long or short in the middle of this? However, if we are expecting this market to continue to the bottom end, maybe there is some short scalp opportunities as we go down there, right? But then every time we are in the middle of this, look, there has been levels of support and resistance that we can see this market bounce right in the middle of this range. So don't diddle in the middle. It's a tempting one. It is very tempting. Let's see. We could find a move down to these 50s. We definitely could. I'm not saying we wouldn't, but it's hard for me to get into a position in the middle of this range. We shall see. So let's get to some questions. Go through. We'll watch gold. Remember the top of the hour. So in about 14 minutes, we do see a spike in gold, spike in volatility as these markets get going. Let's go through some of these questions. Hey, Dakota, you just don't trade the Nikkei anymore. You used to kill that trade, and I enjoyed you trading that. Jack Boom, yeah. I don't look at the Nikkei very much anymore. I don't mind it. It's just the trades that I used to do, there's not as much opportunity for me because I have such a... Let me make sure I explain this correctly. My attention span, or my attention was spread out too much over the past spring and early summer. I was watching too many markets, and I decided to just narrow my focus down to the NASDAQ and gold and just focus on my process. And ever since then, I've seen a dramatic improvement in my trading. It doesn't mean that there's not opportunities in the Nikkei, which is the Japanese market, or you could make some great money in like trading this market or a different market. It's just me. That's it. It's me, my own personal, and like, okay, I need to refocus. And whenever I do struggle or need to refocus, the best thing for me is to simplify everything. Okay, let's start like, hey, I'm struggling this month or this quarter, and I've struggled. So the first thing I need to do is take a step back, refocus, simplify, get rid of as many distractions as I possibly can. Like maybe if it's indicators, right? If I have like a bunch of indicators on my screen and I'm struggling, the first thing I would do is like, well, go through all of my indicators and realize, do I really need all these indicators on my screen? And do I really need to be trading all these markets? Let's narrow my focus, narrow what I'm paying attention to, and kind of simplify everything to where I can get back to the basics. So that's what I did. Watching and looking, reading the tape. Sunday, feels great to be patient. Oh, every day feels great to be patient, right? Every day is a day to practice and be patient. And while we do that, let's get some music going, shall we? Let me get this music going, and we'll keep getting to some questions while we watch gold here. And maybe we could do some. Remember, tonight it's Sunday night. It's only an hour. We could have this. Let me make sure. Here we go. There we go. We get the Sunday music. All right. Gold on the 5-minute. Let's zoom in to see if there's any trades. Hey Dakota, how long have you been trading the markets, and what did you do before you started trading? Also,